grand foyer entryway into Lewis House. One of the things that's very obvious is that your homes typically are not built like this anymore. It's a very gracious, large, open space, and of course it was designed for entertaining. And when the home was built and designed by Louis Pinot in 1926, it was done so with a mind for the activities in which the Lewises participated, such as the Reading Room Society, other organizations to which Mrs. Lewis belonged. And homes like this in the South Side neighborhood were the anchors of a very elite, genteel, sophisticated South Side society. And the parties held here in Lewis House might include 30, 40 different members of the South Side elite who were the close friends of Dr. Lewis.
Oh, sure, sure.
And of course, many of them look forward to the rare occasion when they would be able to meet Sinclair Lewis here in the house as well. But we certainly get a sense for, even though the house is filled with many, many offices today, it is also, it's a very large structure.
Well, it's welcoming space.
It's very. And I know Wilhelmina has many receptions here for Sinclair and Dorothy, Nancy Thompson, his second wife. They come to visit and many receptions.
And you say that she did have a domestic staff, correct? She had servants?
She did.
One? Or?
I know of one. I don't know if it was more than that, but they did. They had a maid.
Well, a lot of the older homes had a second stairway. For them, it's fascinating. Right on the back side of the main wall, there's another one, another stairway that goes into the pantry.
And I know the attic too was accessible because Claude's daughter Isabel, which she typed this manuscript up for him when he went to Canada. They would use that. She said she'd go up there and type, and he would talk to her about his notes. Yes.
Well, Mary, you made an interesting point about the house earlier, that, it's grand and very gracious, but this house on 4th Avenue would not necessarily be considered a mansion. It could be in comparison to other homes, and I think it's interesting considering that the Lewises had at least one domestic staff member. Well, in terms of the neighborhood, the closer you get to the river, the grander the homes become and the larger the domestic staff.
Absolutely.
So by the time you're over on 1st Avenue, typically homes on 1st Avenue would have upwards of 4 or 5 staff members.
Yes.
And you can just measure that as the further west you go in the South Side neighborhood. And certainly this home had a premier location because it's right across the street from Barton Park.
Yeah.
So one can imagine the many happy times that the Lewis family would have had in that park.
Oh, absolutely, because I know in the book about Virginia Lewis, their daughter, that all the kids would be in the park, and a lot of the people that wrote notes after Virginia died said they can still remember Mary coming to the front door about 8 or 9 o'clock, yelling out in Barton Park, "Time to come in!"
Come in.
Yes, yes.